Good evening. Hi, Oliver. Hi, Rulu. Good to see you both. How's it going on this rainy, windy, very bleak Saturday night? Wow, I did forget to add my iPad. Let's just sort that out with my OBS. Where is it? I could probably turn off the folktale prompts. Yvie iPad. Me. Sec. There we go. All sorted. Oof. Okay, deep breath. Welcome to Evie's Saturday night session. A children's illustration or kidlit art session where I'm still working on the One Planet Adventure, what Our Planet Week prompt. Wild with Bugman Little Oliver. Here it is. Determined to finish this one before the end of the year. Rulu's good. Tired from a stormy night. We needed the rain though. Yeah, we've got loads of rain coming. I just wish my dogs didn't pound the grass so much and turn it into mud. But it happens every year. How am I today? I'm okay, thank you. I had some fairly decent sleep this week. Surprisingly, I need a lot of sleep. Unsurprisingly, me. And yay for good sleep, absolutely. I've figured out that if I go to bed and I shut the window, I wear an eye mask, I can pretty much sleep through all of the traffic of the school, kids arriving, you know, all that mayhem of the traffic outside, Tom going to work, Ben going to work, dogs doing their thing after they've been for a run. I can just sleep through until I get woken up by Nell. She's like a nanny to me. She'll tap me, keep tapping me until I wake up. So yeah. So this one, here we are, we've got Wild. I was working on the leaves at the bottom and I just sort of finished the leaves, or mostly finished the leaves. Ah, drats, I've just put my hand in my hair and I've caught my bracelet in my hair, so I'm now sat here with a bracelet attached to my head. I'll just have to leave it. Gosh. So I wanted to work on these flowers and try and build up the purple florals as we go round to the right of the frog. Try and bring the eye going round, round, like florals up to dragonfly, over to bugman, and then up to frog. Something like that. Before I do that, though, I was going to show the, what's it called? Time-lapse footage of this one. So it's only a minute and 30 seconds if you can stand to watch that. So let me just turn on the time lapse. See how this one got to where we are. Obviously, yeah, I had a few choices. My son chose this one. It's a good choice, I think. Can't blame him. I think it was a good choice. Somehow I went from having a lot of really nice floral, leafy floral stuff to messing it up. So I need to figure out the mid-ground foliage. Supposed to be quite grassy. Mid-autumn. Are there dragonflies in autumn? Oliver? You'll know. Late summer maybe. Late summer sunsetty type scene. Probably too much of a contrast as I see it, like between the purple and the green, the turquoise leaves. But that's what I'm going to work on after I've worked on the flowers. So next up is, I'm sat here with a bracelet attached to my head. It's just, what a peculiar day. Okay, let's turn that one off, that front layer, because they also need some work. Bring in some lovely late summer autumnness feel to this. May it last forever. Okie doke. Screen bright enough. So right, yeah, I'd worked on the colours that I was probably going to work with, and now I needed to probably didn't want to do that. Keep that on a separate layer for now. Just going to turn these down, and I'm going to give them a fresher line work. So my choice of line. Sorry, I missed that. Are those, Rulu asked, are those files local on your iPad? Yep. And no. So yeah, all my Fresco work is in the cloud. Obviously my time-lapse I saved to my iPad in order to get it up on OBS. So yes, I suppose, yeah, they're always in Fresco. Fresco's in the cloud. And then when I've finished, I'll download the files, export the files, export the time-lapse, export probably JPEGs and PNGs before I then would normally go over to Photoshop to finish off. If they needed to be finished for printing or something like that. So my floral outline . go for this colour. I'm really tempted to use an ink pen. What was I using before? Wasn't giving it much detail. I was sort of putting a line in, taking away, putting a line in, taking it away. This is quite finicky work. Probably too dark that way. Midway. Yeah, we'll go with that purple. A bit darker. And right, pen. My pencil is possible. Ooh, brush pen. Could this turn the line down? No, it'd work better on a bigger line. Right, I haven't got any. Ooh, I've got Conte crayon. Usually got a nice sharp edge to it. Good work. Okay. So I was trying to sort of make some version of calendula, buttercuppy type. I don't know if this is gonna get up the line. Let's go for an ink pen. Let's go and find the ink brushes. Mega pack, and then I want to go down to the ink. These are usually, the mega packs usually categorized EFG in alphabetical order. There we go, ink box. I think that's the one. Just randomly making some lines. Sometimes my goodness works. So squeeze that in behind that one. Just noticed I'd better plug in my laptop. This up. What have you guys got going on this weekend? We've got plenty of shelf building going on here. My son's getting a bit of a... He's doing it himself, mind, with help from Dad. Rebuilding some shelves in his room so he can decorate it the way he'd like to decorate it. Nice to see him get involved rather than just leaving it to Dad. Tomorrow I've asked that, you know, some more of my spare room get the attention. It might, I don't know if that'll be finished by the end of the year, hopefully. If not, it's no biggie. I've waited years anyway. And I've just started watching Lazarus on Amazon Prime. I don't know if anybody's seen any of that. It has like a really nice spooky detail to it. Perfect for the season. One of Harlan Coben's stories, I believe. It's on your watch list. Yeah, you've not seen it yet. It is really good. I get worried watching something with Tom because we do have really quite different tastes, and I'm into the more cerebral thrillers, which is what this is. And I worry that it's going to be too, well, boring for him, but he's liking it so far. It is really, it is quite cerebral. It's a bit spooky. I think you'll enjoy it. If you like that type of thing. Oh, you're watching The Rig? Yeah, I've not looked at that yet. Been watching Father Brown. Is that with I want to say Sean Bean, but it's not Sean Bean. Somebody of his sort of caliber. Mark Williams. That's not who I was thinking of. Harry Enfield. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh, cool. It's always Cotswolds, isn't it? The murder capital, the murder county of the UK. Yeah. It's amazing how many people get murdered in Cotswold villages. And how few people must be there. Yeah. I wonder why they've decided it's suitable to kill off everybody in the Cotswolds. It's a quaint... Oh yeah, to be fair, it's usually visitors, Oliver says. It's a quaint and quiet place, the standard setting for British murder mystery shows. That's very true. I think, yeah, quaint and quiet gives you the sort of perfect platform for nothing happens here. All shocking. I don't know if you caught my question earlier, Oliver. What do dragonflies appear in autumn? So these are supposed to be like berries, but they look more like jumping beans. Let's just go with the berry bean look. So Oliver says, common darters are still about pretty late into the year, but that's about it. What colour are they? Would they happen to be purpley pink? Like my dragonfly? Red. Ooh! Okay. So mine could pass as a common darter then. Maybe. A third of the way through. If I actually just work on the colour for these now and just see Hey Antoine, salut, bonsoir. No, I didn't see Uma's stream today. I didn't see any notification, and when I went online, there wasn't anybody called Uma streaming. Uma's been out doing real life art stuff. It's brilliant. I might have, I don't know if you remember, I said in one of my last streams that I bought some loop things, you know, that you put in your ears to help reduce the noise. And I tried them out just at home, and they worked really well. I just have to sort of get used to something being in my ears, which is not so easy. Like my dog, who's now barking outside, she has a really high-pitched noise, like, and then loud, and it can be startling. And sometimes the traffic outside can be really, it's like a scream in the ear almost. It's awful. It really dampened down a lot of the noise. So I've got these loops, and then the reason I've got them is because I'm going to watch a play at the end of November, and I just feel like I need to prepare myself for the hustle and bustle of modern life outside of my room. So I'm hoping that the loops will help with that, really. Antoine, you've not been very well. Oh, right, okay. You've had a vaccination, yeah. Can sometimes really do put your body under a lot of pressure just to cope with the vaccination, really. I hope you recover from that soon so that you can get back to your running and your busy life. De rien. Gosh, sometimes with colours I'm just like, just go for it, bish bash bosh, and then make it look like it's the way it's meant to look. And then I'm like, If I just tidy up the edges, I'll feel a bit happier. I went to an art show once. This is like 10, 12 years ago. And it was with an artist called Bedwyr Williams, who's quite a famous Welsh artist. And he was talking about his show. Brilliant work that he does. All very like abstract and brain boggling. But funny when you realise what it means. And he was talking about how important it is to colour outside the lines. And I just thought, well, I don't actually want to colour outside the lines. So where's the place? Where's the acceptance of people who do want to colour inside the lines? It's almost as if unless you colour outside the lines, you're not really free. I didn't really agree with that. A little bit like, you know, colouring books when you're a kid. Sometimes the colouring book, which is all line work, lines don't quite meet. And so you're not sure where your colour's meant to end. And the next colour can begin. I just thought they hadn't done it properly. Although I do, you know, I still envy people who can just let go with the line work stuff and feel happy with it. Oh, evening, Keys. How's it going? How's your recovery going? Oh, I haven't started on those yet. See, I think they look quite pretty. Okay, these orange ones. I think I wanted more like, they were lit up orange, but they're probably mustard yellowy. That makes them look very neon. Calm it down, calm it down. Suppose I could probably bring in some shadow somewhere. Work. Hey, Ashley. Great to see you. How's it going? I don't think that one actually works. Let's bring in a bit more purple. More purple, and then I could have... Green was that? We're going to bring in some blue in this green. Am I in the right brush? I am in the right brush. No, I'm not. I am. Darker blue, I think. There we go. There's some sort of turquoisey tealy contrast. Oh, thank you. The colour palette is it's always full of colour. Here's the bigger one. Working on these tiny little flowers all the way at the bottom. The detail's really only for me, because I'd see it. I think I was using that softer green, wasn't I? This one. The idea is that they seem to be picking up some of the light cast by the low sun. So I expect at the end I'll be adding some sort of extra shade for them. These ones now. A 3-stream streak. Is this a new thing they've brought in? You get extra points for watching streams consecutively. Is that the word I'm looking for? Ashley says, yeah, it just rolled out for everyone who utilised points in their stream, I think. You can go into the settings and opt out if you want. I mean, why would you want to opt out? Get more points. Or pressing buttons that I haven't set anything up yet. That's still on the list, but a little bit lower down than the emotes that I'm working on. Ashley was poking around in it earlier and was like, huh? This is new? Huh? It's still all new to me. Okay, so... Oh, I've almost... Just do these ones at the bottom and tidy them up. Oh, and I haven't done any of the flowers. Takes forever. I did forget to draw these beans. Okay, it's just, oh yeah, I was working on these flowers. So a little bit darker at the bottom. What was I using? It must have been, was it this one? And I added some yellow to it, that's what. Orange. Is it orange? Yellow. These are supposed to be sort of buttercups, but not. Maybe end of life buttercup something. It looks okay. Wish. Talking about the stream streak, yeah. Your 3 stream streak being a new feature. I feel like there was different orange I was using last time. Okay. Oh, it's not new, it's just activated for a lot of people. Okay. Oh boy. Right, I'm just gonna give my hand a rest. Do you guys want to see the time lapse for this one? I showed it earlier. I don't know who saw it. So it's up until the start of this stream. So if I find my OBS, okie doke, it'll just go straight into it. So it was using the wild prompt from Our Planet Week, and I asked my son to choose his favourite, and he chose this one. I sometimes wonder if I should just stop at doing the outline and not colour, because with the outline I sort of give it its own life, and then everyone else can colour it in. Still working on that mid-ground colour scheme. And I've obviously got to make little Bugman a little bit happier. There we go. It just switches off by itself. So there we go. That's how far we've got. So I'm doing the itty bitty flowers. At the moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, so much detail. It's like a rod for my own back, really. Right, just gonna finish off doing these flowery bits for the ones that I've redrawn. Where was I? This is an ink, not an ink. This is an oil brush. One of the oil brushes from Kyle's Mega Pack. From when Kyle Webster was part of Adobe, and I love how it just sort of blends. Makes me feel like I'm painting again. I know this really isn't the same colour that I was using. Was it this one? In this one? Nope. I think because it was a different brush, it had a different effect, maybe. Mind. Oh, you go to TwitchCon, do you, Oliver? Or you just pay attention to it? Watch streak is one of the things announced at TwitchCon this year. Ah, right. So they've just rolled it out now to all and sundry. I mean, it just seems to be another thing to have to make a reward badge for or something. Can't keep up. Yeah, additional gamification. That's the term. Dunk dunk. One. I just let Twitch do its thing, and I just hold on whilst I can. Yeah, I can't judge the. I can't tell anything about the metrics either. It's Ashley says, my guess would be that it has more to do with concurrent viewers and less to do with followers. Who knows? Which make their decisions. I mean, I've only got, I think I've got 30 followers. Which is probably peanuts for Twitch. I'm just a baby streamer. Oliver says Twitch metrics takes them all into account. Followers, concurrent watchers, number of times streamed. Okay. Just got view down here, and then I finished doing the set of flowers. Well, I need to tidy them, just tidy them up the edges. And ooh, what color do I want this bit to be? Oh, that's quite nice. Is off in the colour. I'm always trying to get my hair between some sort of lavenderish and mauvey bright pink. Lasts for about 2 weeks and then it starts to fade. element on this side. Six. Yeah, I've turned off all my Twitch notification emails. Well, apart from people I follow, so I know when that's going live. That way I know. Can I Twitch on Twitch now or not? Okey-doke. Right, let me just clean this up. I'm gonna make it look like this is where I need to add more shade. Make it look like they sort of come through these leaves at the bottom. Maybe they're part of the whole. Well, they're supposed to be part of the whole ecosystem down there. You're not going to stream then, please? I mean, everyone does it in their own time. It took me, what, the best part of a year to just finally give it a go. And I was a nervous wreck, to be honest. Yeah, I hope you do as well, Ashley. I hope you get to grow a lot. it's nice to see this people that we watch sort of be able to grow and just sort of flourish on here. May not be using the best eraser for this. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Just realised I might not actually be streaming next Saturday because it's the day after Halloween, which is a day for honouring ancestors. And Tom and I are trying to I've mentioned it for the past, I think, 4 years about doing a day which is supposed to happen on the 1st of November, which I think is also All Saints Day. You'll know about All Saints Day, Ashley. I'm right. So Samhain is Halloween, which in Welsh is Calan Gaeaf. Obviously, Samhain is the Irish Celtic version, and Calan Gaeaf is the Welsh Celtic version. And on the 1st of November in Celtic tradition, it's All Saints Day, or whereas I think the second is All Souls Day, or is it the same thing? But the 1st of November is traditionally the first day of the new year. And I forgot to do that line. Oh. And it's a day for honouring ancestors, so you sort of break bread with friends, family, and you share stories about ancestors. So maybe something that was a recipe from an ancestor, or something like and just telling a folk tale from somewhere that you come from, or telling an old story. You know, it could be anything really, but it's the idea of naming your ancestors, so thanking them because you wouldn't be here without them, and just sharing a meal in honor of them. So let me just, yeah, so keys, Dia de los Muertos, if Muertos or Muertes, All Saints Day. I know it's part, All Saints Day is part of the Catholic tradition as well, isn't it? Or is that the second, All Souls Day? There's something on the second as well. So yeah, Oliver, Samhain starts on the evening of Halloween and carries on into the first. That's right, because obviously at midnight, it's like the crossover of time. It's the same with Calan Gaeaf in Welsh. You don't want to be caught. In Welsh, there's a folktale that you don't want to be caught outside after midnight, because that's when the ghouls can get you, basically, and follow you home and attach to you. You want to get home before midnight, and especially don't be caught on a crossroads. And then the 1st of November, which is traditionally the first day, it's like the carrying on from Samhain, carrying on from Calan Gaeaf. The 1st of November is the first day of the new year, and also the first day of winter. And that's the day that you honour the harvest that you've had. And obviously honouring the harvest means honouring the process that takes into being planting seeds and letting them ripe and then gathering them. So it's all part of the same. You can almost say it's almost the same tradition. It's just that it's been each culture has been able to do something else with it, and obviously name it something different as well. Am I druidish? Well, I'm learning. Obviously Wales has a very strong druid connection because they still have druid ceremonies that are part of the main festivals of the year in Wales. It's like the Eisteddfod is a very important annual event in Wales, and they still have the head druid, if you like, the head bard is named, and people are then welcomed into the druid culture. But it's all in Welsh. The whole Eisteddfod is all in Welsh, so it's very much ingrained in Welsh culture, proper Welsh culture. And I'm still trying to learn all about it. And I feel like because I've grown up not having any of this in my life, I feel like I've and that's very much the Englandshire type of influence, because obviously in Wales, if you spoke Welsh in a Welsh school after like up until about the 1960s maybe, I don't know if it was the 1970s, you would literally be caned for it, for talking in Welsh, because they were trying to drive out the Welsh language. And this is like kids who live on farms in the middle of nowhere, have no access to English people, but have to go and learn English at school or do their schooling in English. So it's exactly what you can imagine it was like, being culture destroying. And so that's still been they're still trying to undo all of that harm that's happened. So I went to school in Wales and I didn't have any Welsh language lessons. So I'm still trying to learn Welsh now. Yeah, I'm learning about traditions really. I'm still, being a practitioner of them is still like, I don't feel comfortable yet. I want to say it in my head rather than say words out loud, and do it by myself most of the time until I'm comfortable. Although it'd probably be easier if there was people to do it with. Do I also go to the cemetery and light a candle at the family grave? No, because I don't have any family around here. This is all Tom's family. That's something that could be done. We're just not at that level yet. I think if we start with acknowledging what the terminology is and what's possible in the house, we'd be able to then progress on to, for Tom's family that are buried all around here, that's something that we could probably do. Because I'd love it, if my kids, by the time they were my age, they understood this completely. It wasn't a baby step process. It's going to take years, really. Oliver says, cutting the final sheath, making corn dollies, the home for the spirit of the corn until next season. Yeah, I'll leave that to someone else. That's something about the Harvest Festival or something, isn't it? Is that American? Corn dolly? Is that... Do we have that in the UK? It's the Mary Lwyd. Yeah, 1L. I love that. And that is something that I've never experienced, but I'd love to. And I've tried drawing it a few times, and I'll probably start trying to draw it again this season as well. Oliver says, although less relevant in these times of winter crops. Yeah, I think those corn dollies are probably more of the Harvest Festival. Yeah, I'm learning from a Welsh witch, and whose first language Welsh, came from Anglesey, is part of the Druidic sort of, I don't know what you call it, the Druidic order, I think it's called. And so I'm learning from her how to not experience it, but just appreciate it. Mary Lwyd, yeah. Just 1L. I think it is just one, the grey mare, the Mary Lwyd. I think Llwyd itself is grey, but in terms of Mary, it's Mary Lwyd. It's about the Welsh language. They sort of change letters around, like the M becomes an F and the B becomes a P. The C becomes a G. It's really annoying. All right. Corn dollies are very British. Never heard of them. Never heard of them. Oliver says, honouring the ancestors in Celtic tradition is more than just blood relatives and not just those of the past. Also, ancestors of place, the people who lived where we do before us, and leaving the world a better place for the ancestors yet to come. Yeah, that is definitely the ethos I'd like to be able to appreciate. I love that I can attach myself to Tom's Welsh family. I have my own Welsh family, but they're all South Wales. But we've sort of developed a very strong, or Tom has developed a very strong, call it the Dad's Club. It's just his friends who are all very much like us. They're very natural, earthy, down to earth and hardworking, and trying to improve life for their kids with experiences. And so we get each other, and all about adventures as well, but also understanding the cultures that are around us. Rulu, yeah, there is an overlap, Druid, witch, and other pagan, and that's it. It's like so imagine how much knowledge and information was just lost because of certain lordships and kings deciding that it was illegal, notably King James. But I'm so glad, the Druidic order, it was so elusive when I was a kid. It's like it was something over there. I never had access to it. And now it's just like, well, actually, it's right there, and I could access it if I did my homework. But that would probably, and that'd be no different to learning about Catholicism in terms of reading the Bible. It's just a different type of language. Obviously it's Welsh. It's a different type of learning, and it's not as close. It's mostly in Anglesey, I think. But obviously pagan just means, at its root, pagan just means common folk. So it's the rituals of the country folk. And you're in Texas, where there's indigenous and Mexican, yeah. And the blend, I can imagine. Like, where does one begin, the other end? It's just, you know, I wouldn't know what the difference between druid and witch. There's so many overlaps. But yes, something I'm looking at doing this next. So obviously we don't do anything for Halloween, to be honest. And Ben's got a rugby match, so we'll be out at the rugby on the Friday night. And then we'll be hiding, probably. And yeah, so I'm hoping that on the Saturday we can start something. It's gonna be, we're all gonna be awkward. You know, what candles do you light? What incense do you burn? What order do things go in? And I don't think it, what do you mean? I don't think it matters. It's more of the intention. And it's perfect as well, because Saturday is Saturn's day. And Saturn, the Lord of Time, is all about ancestors. So it's the best day to do ancestral work. So it feels like a good day to start doing ancestral work. So yeah, that'll be next Saturday. He says there's just more cultural awareness now than there used to be. Yeah. Yeah, there is. I agree. Oliver says a lot of what we have now isn't as old as people think. Things like the name of the quarter days and cross quarters days aren't all that old. Samhain, Mabon. Yeah, Mabon isn't old. Mabon's actually from the 70s. Because Mabon isn't actually the proper term. It's Alban Elved, autumn equinox. Mabon was the name attributed to character, but it hasn't actually got anything to do with autumn equinox. Yeah. Chosen because they sounded right by somebody not really understanding the Welsh language. Whereas the Druids use Alban Elfed, which means something like the fading of the light, the dimming of the light, or something, or the equaling of the light. Alban is light, I think. Got that information from a druid. But yeah, so I don't use Mabon anymore. Sounds nice. But yeah, it's not actually the right word. Beltane is Irish. Beltane, yeah. But there's a Welsh word. It's funny, isn't it? A lot of the Celtic knowledge comes from Irish knowledge because it was able to be sort of kept or shared maybe in America. But in Gaelic, Scottish is Bealtaine as well. Just call her 800 Druid now. Funny. And in Welsh, it's a similar word as well. Or Calan Mai. It's a similar aspect, but it's called Calan Mai. So, and then, funnily enough, New Year's Day is Ddydd Calan in Welsh. Calan gets used a lot. Listen, I'll have you all speaking Welsh by the time I finish, not this episode, but streaming altogether. And anybody else who comes across my YouTube videos. I can get waylaid, you know. I can stop doing artwork and just start yapping. Because I haven't actually got many folks to talk about this stuff with. So you all do become my ears and my co-hosts. I love to learn as well, and I know, Oliver, you're very good at teaching. Time is it? 8:49. I am pooped and my voice is starting to go. Usually I would have done an awful lot more than this. Maybe. I've done a third of the flowers. Almost a third of the flowers. This is why it takes me forever to get through drawings, because once I've decided to get into detailed stuff, I can't stop. I blame my Virgo stellium. I might have said that. Cool. See how much of this I can just quickly clean up. Doesn't Fresco have the same lock transparency feature as Photoshop? It does. Do I use it? Not often. Basically. And I think the reason I don't often use it is because the colour I would have done originally might have been quite transparent itself, which means if I lock transparency, I'm not going to get a fuller color when I go over it again. So I find it, unless I blocked everything out with some sort of vector color block, I don't get a full color thing. And you know I wing everything. I make decisions on the fly. They're all clean, they're all clean. I do like how these blues and greens go together. And what are these flowers reminded me of some sort of Hawaiian flower actually. They look very much less like a buttercup. And more like tropical flower. Mm. Okay. They look pretty tidy. Tidy. Right, so I've obviously haven't got very far across my page. Well, I was saying English Celtic was lost because of the Romans, and then the language of Anglo-Saxons came in with them. Celtic language survived in the form of Welsh, Cornish and Breton, and Gaelic, Irish, Scottish and Manx, but those now have all drifted apart from the parental language. So we don't know what the origins Brythonic language was. Yeah. It'd be lovely to know. I mean, that's like thousands of years. Well, we still have odd words in English that remain from Celtic though. Hibiscus, that was the word. Yep. I was going to say hellebore. Hibiscus. So these are my native hibiscus flowers. Can we grow a hibiscus? Okay guys, that's me done for tonight. Great chatting with you all, and thank you so much for keeping me company whilst I do this tiny little corner. It was worth it. I wonder if I do this as an overlay. Stuff like maybe. I suppose I lose. Soft light might work. I'm not ready to make that decision yet. But yeah, so that's where we've got to. So I'm gonna take a quick screenshot of this zoomed in version. Watch your eyes, quick flash. And I'll save a version as well. Save image. Okay. Getting there. Getting there. Right, thank you so much everyone. Thank you for staying with me and putting up with my rambles. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Likely I'll catch you on another stream. Merci Antoine. Merci à toi. And good night everybody. I'm not sure if there's anybody to go and raid. My brain's not quite at full function at the moment. Thank you, really very kind. Ashley, thanks Oliver, thanks Antoine, thanks Keys. Would you like me to go and raid somebody? It would be a bit of a raid and scram. A bit rude. Otherwise, I shall send you all off into the night with my... You describe yourself. With my well wishes and colourful dreams. So, I don't paint Terra Studio. Are they? I don't follow them. Are they? Have a look. Search filter. Paint Terra Studio. Food Week. Okie dokie. Painting food. Okay. I'll start a raid and say goodbye. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye bye.